I have to do some lightfast tests on some paint, so I thought I'd do some on the Kuretake paint box that I have. So I thought I'd just record some of the swatches that I do on it. Let me see. I have several cards that I've made with several brand paints that I have, and I don't want to forget which one's which, so. And I think it's just, I think on the cover it's just called Watercolor. Transparent watercolor box. Excuse me, Jesus. Just ate, my allergies I think are messing because I just ate food. So I'm not really sure what's happening. But for the reference, I've got some watercolor pencils, Kimberly, some Caran d'Ache, some Van Gogh, which I really love. These colors on the Van Gogh. They're so vivid. They're just really pretty. But we'll see how long they last. And so I've got to do. I also have. I have Sennelier in the back of this one as well. So. I have a phone holder, but it's very limited, so I can have a weird angle. So I think I'm going to. I don't swatch well, so I think I'm gonna try to do a little bit better though. I also gotta do another switch of my Winsor Newton as well, because I remember building that set like 10 years ago, and I don't remember if I made it, if I wanted it to be an opaque color setup or a granulating or both. I didn't know if any of those made a difference to me at the time. I don't remember. So doing a swatch of that will allow me to do its lightfast testing, because I also don't know what paints I have in there. It's not the same. They're not the same paints that came with. They're actually all different kinds. I've got 1 gram in there of a Quingo that they don't make anymore, and I always talk about it because I really like it, but it's extremely shiny compared to the rest, like even when it dries. And I don't mean like in the box, I mean like on work. So it's strange to have like all the other work, a picture, and then like a certain color is just left shiny, which is cool. That's what you want. But it being the only Quinn in my set, this one's not picking up well. I don't know if I want that in that particular set. But I don't know. I don't remember it. I gotta just do a test. I really like the way this color's sticking to the paper. It's just very transparent though. That's good, I guess. Actually, that's really good. Just forgot. Every paint is a little different. I wanted to do this kind of quickly and kind of not such an awkward angle for me to do this. These are very transparent, so I'm assuming it's Kuretake. People say that their sets are pretty opaque, which is why I believe that the set is different than those, because this one's like really light, and I'm kind of working it pretty well. That's why I moved it up so you can, well, I guess you can't really see those colors I was using right now. I'm gonna move down, but very transparent. Like, but the quality and the vividness are really nice. They're very transparent, which is pretty great. I got them to use for traveling, and I gotta be honest, when I traveled I had this other pocket box, that Winsor Newton box, and I use that thing all the time. The only thing is, somebody saw me using it and they really wanted a set like that, or like they were telling me about it, so I just gave it to them. And it didn't have the Winsor Newton paints in there anymore, which is a good thing. They had a granulating landscape set. I didn't do landscapes at the time, but I did paint around things that I saw around outside, or when I went to coffee shops, and it was those colors were pretty good for that. Okay. By the way, I'm using this little brush. It's not that great. So like the I might see like a little line streak here, but that's just because of the brush. It has nothing to do with the paint. So usually, honestly, when I do these swatches, like this is lightfast, these are big. So when I usually do swatches, I do them like this size or even smaller, and I'm really looking at just the colors, to be honest. But if I really want to look closer, I can still see what I gotta see. Look how Vaseline just like blends really well. But so does the Kuretake. I did tape this to my table because this paper, like I said, I painted on the back of it, so it was a little buckled even though it's been dry. So that's why that's like that. The light might show, but these look semi-moist always. So whatever binder they use, I don't know anything about Kuretake paints, especially this kind. These are the very transparent. But they work a little different, so a little hard to control than anything I use, which are just like, I don't know, Van Gogh or gouache. So it's very loose, but really cool. I like it. I just need to get used to it, but like, I'm pretty sure you're meant to go over this. Like, they're meant to glaze because they're so transparent, but I don't know. I don't usually do glazes. 2 layers, 3 is the most that I ever do, because I don't really paint pieces. I just sketch for fun. So I don't know how these would fare for work that needs a lot of layers or glazing, but I feel like that's transparent ones are meant to do. So if anyone sees this and has these or has the Gansai, tell me if you think these are the exact same or different compared. But I mean, it's like magic. It spreads amazingly. Just kind of everywhere. I wonder, it's almost like, I don't have any core paints, but people say core paints disperse uncontrollably, and I think I've always thought that was the whole point of a watercolor. And you kind of know how, you learn the chaos of it, and work it kind of like somebody taming a bull or something like that. I don't know. You just become a master at that. Which is what the irony of watercolor is, like the simplest, funnest, and hardest technical paint. Just because there's so many recipes and it works so differently, every brand, every type, every pigment. And the brush too, this little brush is not, these brushes are cool actually, I've been using it, but it's not that great for holding a lot of water. For this one in particular, but the other ones are kind of too big to fit in this, so I didn't want to use it. I mean, I might have a better brush, but no, I just have like, this one's really big, and yeah, at least around me, just like the flat brushes, so. And I'm not working the paint too hard because since it is a transparent box, I want to see the light layer. But you can always add more pigment. Picks it up pretty fast. Get rid of that line a little bit. Probably not gonna work. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this blooming, I feel like, I don't know. Could be the pigment, but I blame my brush strokes, but it's dry, so look at that. Looks like it stays. So I just moved it like that. It didn't really lift so easily, but look, it is kind of starting to disperse when wet. So strange. I'm gonna have to play with these. I know somebody told me to do a painting with these, so I'm gonna try that soon. I just don't know what exactly I could paint that would bring out the most of these paints in particular. So like, I need to figure that out, think about that. Well, actually I should have done a line, let me think. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, use this blue line. Testing the white last. This is just a coal erase and some. This is a transparent set, so I don't expect the white in here to be transparent. most likely mixing white. Yeah. So it looks like the set is I don't know. It's definitely meant to be used for watercolor painting and not what the other Kuretake paints are used for. People will say the opaque ones are used for their type of style, but it looks like this is just, I don't know, different. I've used these a lot of times. Like, I've used some of these colors down pretty well, and this is all used up. I have no idea. I have no recollection of anything I've done with it. Like, I don't remember if I just used like some of it, or I've done whole sketches in it. I have books that I complete. Every time I complete like a sketchbook, like if it's like one of these that I do in here, I fill these up in this little book, and then I put the book away, and I have like tons of them, and not just in this state. So I definitely need to start recording some of these paintings that way, or sketches even at home, or even not at home, but that way I just remember what paint I use for it. Anyway, so that's it for the Kuretake. Next I'm gonna do the Winsor Newton.